Hi, third graders. Today we're going to be doing some math, and we've started Chapter 15. Chapter 15 is a continuation of our geometry that we did earlier, where we're talking about lines and angles. Now we're going to start actually putting those lines and angles together and making shapes. So our first page here today is reviewing our two-dimensional shapes. We're looking at regular polygons. Okay, these are closed figures, and they review some of the vocabulary for you here in the reddish box here at the top. At the top, they explain what a polygon is, and again, a side is made up of a line segment. And when we talk about vertex, we're talking about the point where two of those sides come together, where they meet. And we talked about how they form an angle. All right, just reviewing that. They also talk here about watching those right angles. Two particular shapes that we have to have right angles, and those are squares and rectangles. They have to have 4 right angles, but we know sometimes a triangle can have 1 right angle. We call that a right triangle. Here today we're just reviewing 4 of the basic shapes, what they're called, how many sides, how many angles, and how many vertices there are. Remember, the word vertices is just the plural form of the word vertex. Let's look at number 1. What shape is this? Well, I know you guys know this, right? It is a triangle. We know that TRI, right? That means 3, right? So it has 3 sides, 3 angles, and 3 vertices. The nice thing with these polygons is that the number of sides, the number of angles, and the number of vertices is going to be the same. Right? Next we have a quadrilateral. They gave us the word, this quad means 4, so quadrilaterals, lateral means side, right? So 4 sides, right? So it has 4 sides, so it will have 4 angles, and it will have 4 vertices. What about a shape like this one here in green? It has 5 sides, and it has 5 angles, and has 5 vertices. Do you remember what those are called? I wish I could hear you guys. A pentagon. I know you got it. I know someone said it. Pentagon. And the last one here, our purple shape. What do we call this? Right? A hexagon. These you guys are very familiar with. We talked about these earlier in the year. So I'm sure you did a great job on this part. Number 5 says, which of the above polygons has right angles? And we already talked about that. Right, this shape right here. And it is a square. And it's one of those where a square is always a quadrilateral. It's always a rectangle, but it's a very special kind. Squares and rectangles have to have those right angles. And remember that a square, all 4 sides are exactly the same length. So that's actually more detailed. If you'd put quadrilateral there, I would accept it. But know that not all quadrilaterals have 4 right angles. Right? For example, like a parallelogram, that's not going to have 4 right angles, but it's still quadrilateral. Let's go down to the bottom. And this is a fun activity. You can ask mom and dad, see if you have any toothpicks and marshmallows at home. The mini ones work really well. But, maybe you have the larger skewers that you use for shish kebab or something like that. But you can make your own shapes using toothpicks and mini marshmallows. Maybe add that to the grocery list if you're allowed to. And you can work on building these 2-dimensional shapes, but you can also work on trying to build 3-dimensional shapes. Try to build cubes and rectangular prisms and things like that. So that'll be a fun activity. Here they're saying if I have 4 marshmallows, which is supposed to represent the number of vertices. So if I have 4 vertices and the toothpicks are sides and 4 sides, which of the shapes at the bottom could you make using these sticks and marshmallows? So it's the only one that has 4 sides and 4 vertices, so it'd be the square. Number 7, you have 6 sides and 6 vertices. Which of these shapes fits that? And that would be here, our hexagon, right? Great job. And number 8, we have 8 marshmallows and 8 toothpicks. Which of these shapes could we make? Can we make a pentagon, a hexagon, or an octagon? Well, we could make all of them, but if we had to use all the marshmallows and all the sticks, which one would we make? Right, we would make an octagon. The last one, we have 3 sides and 3 vertices. What can we make? We can make this right here, the triangle. Okay, great job. Go ahead and turn your paper over. Mine was stuck there. And we'll start at the top here. If you want, normally this is a page that I let you do on your own, and we kind of see how you're doing. If you want, you can go ahead and stop the video, pause it here, do the top section, and then resume the video after you have done it, and you can check to see how you did. We have a word bank here. These are the 5 shapes, names of the shapes and the spellings of them that we're going to do in this top section. So let's start with number 1, the green polygon. We want to know, what do we call this shape? Well, how many sides does it have? It has 4 sides, it has 4 angles, and it has 4 vertices. And notice that all the sides are exactly the same length. So which would we call this? Right, a square. You guys, I'm sure everybody got that one as well. Let's go to number 2, the red shape. How many sides do we have? Right. 3 angles, 3 vertices. It's a triangle. And you already have this done, so I'll move a little faster. Here we have 5 sides, 5 angles, and 5 vertices. And that should have been labeled pentagon. Pentagon. Here in our blue shape, we have 8 sides, 8 angles, and 8 vertices. This is called an octagon. Octagon. And the last shape in this section, it has 6 sides, 6 angles, and 6 vertices. We call that a hexagon. Hexagon. Okay, check your answers there. Make sure you spelled them right. That's always just a good habit to be into. All right, we're almost done. Stay with me here. Number 6, which figure could be made using all the toothpicks and all of the marshmallows? So how many toothpicks do we have? We count them. We have 5 toothpicks. So we know that there are 5 sides and there are 5 marshmallows, which represent our vertices. So what shape could we make that has 5 sides and 5 vertices? And you should have written pentagon here. Pentagon. All right. At the bottom, we're going to do some 6 division facts. Okay. Hopefully this is done, so we'll go through them really quickly so you can check your answers. If you're not done, go ahead and stop the video and do this part and then resume after you've done it. 18 divided by 6 is 2. 54 divided by 6 is 9. 12 minus 6 is 2. 48 divided by 6 is 8. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 60 divided by 6 is 10. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 24 divided by 6 is 4. 36 divided by 6 is 6. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. So I hope you got this. Hope those are seem really easy for you. And you also need to do math reviews page for today, and that one is looking at money. So it's practicing the skills that you did last week, counting dollars and coins, matching those up, and then some practice with subtraction. Okay, there is a mistake on there. Number 7 is written as a subtraction problem, and that needs to be an addition problem. That whole section, number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, have a great rest of your day. I look forward to being with you next time. Bye.